Hey everyone, this is Vic from Valkyrie Tarot. I'm going to share a little bit of a personal story about what's kind of been going on. I've been doing a lot of meditation to enhance my frequency, I guess would be the best way to say it, and be able to better hear my intuition. But something has really been interesting the last couple months. I want to preface this with, I have never been a medium, nor do I ever know of a time in my life where I've been able to directly see or communicate with beings through the veil, all of that. But what's really been interesting, ever since this total eclipse, I've just felt like my intuition has been heightened. And I don't know if any of you out there who are also, empaths or intuitive readers are feeling this as well. What I have noticed is that I can sense things. I can sense energy a lot stronger than I did before. Now, I've always been a sensitive. I've always been able to kind of sense that there is residual energy in a room. I've always been able to kind of sense kind of that, I want to say it's like almost like an ethereal fog, but it's been different is the best way that I can say it. When I was a kid, I used to have dreams, and some of the dreams would come through kind of to a point, not exactly that way, but like the major focus or the lesson behind that dream would come true. And I would share it with people and they'd be like, you need to be careful, like that's weird, all that stuff. So as a kid, I kind of shoved it down into a box and kept it just for myself. And as I became older, I kind of didn't have those dreams as much, probably because I had suppressed them so much. Fast forward, became a Reiki master, went into some intuition training, really kind of stepped into my own, kind of really embraced this side of me that has always been there. A side that I honestly think is in all of us, but because of our traditional or our moral upbringing, some of us have a tendency to try to ignore it, I'm the type of person that I could walk into a room and be like, we shouldn't be here. There is a really famous winery around where I live or where I grew up rather. And that winery has actually been on Ghost Hunters and all of that. And it has been known to have things happen at the winery while people are around during the day, and Ghost Hunters actually picked up on some voices and picked up some stuff when they were doing their thing a couple of years back. And what's so interesting is like, every time I go in there and I'm standing next to the fireplace, I always feel like someone's standing next to me and doesn't want me there. Like it's like an anger type of thing. And I'll go into the back room where it used to have like an altar because nuns used to live here at one point. And when I walk towards the altar, I feel like I shouldn't be in the room. When you walk into a room and someone's talking about you, that type of feeling is what I get every time I walk into that room. Anyways, those are the highly sensitive parts of me that I get, right? To the point where I didn't have an actual reading done on me until I was in my 30s, because every time I would go to walk into an intuitive reader's room or a palm reader's, anyone, I would feel this like push on my chest, pushing me back out the door. So I was like, okay, I'm not supposed to read it. I don't know how to explain it to anybody. Everybody else thinks that I'm nuts. So I'm just not gonna go this time. Finally wound up going, oh God, I think it's over 10 years now. I don't even think I was 30 yet. I think I was like 29, something like that. And I went with a friend. She wanted to go. So I walked in and it was the first time I didn't feel pushed back out the door. And the reader turned to me and said, would you like a reading too? And I had the most insane to the point reading that I can't even explain. Like everything just kind of played out, and the good and the bad. And it really helped me grow and really want to tune in more with my ability to be an intuitive reader myself. Okay, now getting back to it. What has been going on with me? I was at the grocery store last week, 2 weeks ago. It was at the grocery store, walking around with my fiance. We were about to check out, and all of a sudden it felt like something went to hold my hand. And not like a human adult size hand, but like a kid's hand, like a little kid. It felt like a little kid went to hold my hand, and I turned and looked down really quickly, and nothing was there. But everything in my body knew that there was something in front of me. And I kind of, in my mind's eye, I said, is someone there? And I heard a little kid's voice say, I'm lost, I can't find my mommy, in my brain. And I kind of like looked up and I looked around, trying to see if like I had heard that around me, right? No kids or anything. It's like 9 o'clock at night. No, most parents aren't out shopping with their kids at 9 o'clock at night, right? So I'm like, how long have you been here? And the little voice said, I've been here for a while. I just can't find my mom. I don't want to leave without my mom. So at this point, I kind of felt like, oh my gosh, is there just this spirit that's just kind of lingering? Now, people that believe this, there can be residual, energy of just an old memory, like genetic memory, kind of like in an area. This felt different to me. This felt like I was actually being asked to help. So I kind of looked down towards my hand where a being would be. I couldn't see anything, right? I couldn't see anything, but I looked down and I just said, when you look outside the doors, do you see light outside? And I heard, yes, it's a very bright light. I want to go there, but I don't want to go there without my mommy. I'm scared. And I said, okay. And in my mind, I said, are you okay if I walk with you towards the light and maybe your mommy's outside? And the kind of my intuitive voice told me yes. So at this point in time, my fiance was done packing up all the groceries, and I really wasn't talking, and it was a weird little thing. I was like, hang on a second. We get outside, and I keep in mind, I'm not saying out any of this out loud. I'm just speaking in my head, right? I get outside and I hear, oh, my mommy's outside. There she is. And I said, okay, you can go to her now. And I felt like the hand let go, and then just this warm sensation came over my body, and like the little girl, like in my mind, just like was gone outside. So to me, I was like, did I just help a spirit cross over? I don't know. I've never done this before. This has never happened to me before. And it's something new, slightly exciting, slightly scary, but like, I felt so good that it happened. And, if that did happen, I am really hoping that I did help with that process. Fast forward to just this past Monday, I was down at my mom's house. My mom's older, so she needs help kind of doing some of the yard work and everything. So I was down there again. My fiance was down there with me. We were kind of trimming the trees and doing some gardening, all that stuff. But my mom lives just in front of a old cemetery, very well kept, but cemetery from like the 1800s. Okay, so we had a whole bunch of extra dirt left over. So don't tell on me. But I walked over to the back of that side, and I just kind of dropped some of the dirt off. Just because we didn't have any room on our property, like in the front, I just wanted to kind of get it out of the way. It was kind of like the backside of her property, you know what I mean? But I'm walking back there with a wheelbarrow, and in a split second, I blink and I see people standing in front of me, all in different outfits, like period style, military uniforms, more modern stuff, and they're just standing in front of me. Just for a split second, I could see it. And then I blinked, and then they were gone. And I was like, hello? And I just kind of said it out loud, and I didn't hear anything. And again, in my mind, I said, is anybody out there? And I could hear everyone saying, like a big group of people say, yes, all together. And I was like, okay, I'm not trying to disturb any of you. I'm just trying to help my mom out. And they're like, it's okay. We're keeping an eye out for your mom too. And I was like, oh, and like, it felt good, but like, it took my breath away. And I was like, meaning, and they're like, no, she's such a good woman, you know, but her dog's a little crazy. And I was like, yeah. She takes her dog for a walk in the cemetery is the whole thing. So, felt good to know that my mom was being protected. Hopefully she doesn't watch this because it'll freak her out. She doesn't believe in this stuff. But, that being said, I don't know. I think that there's a new skill set, a new, leveling up happening for myself. And I guess my question is to the rest of you as intuitive readers, are you doing this as well? Is this happening to you as well? Like, there's times where I could hear my dad's voice in my head. He's passed about 5 years ago. But I always kind of thought I was like doing that myself. You know what I mean? This is different somehow. This is different. So curious if anybody else has had this experience, please reach out to me. Would love to chat. Would love to learn how I can kind of hone this in a little bit more. Cause it's a little jarring when it happens randomly, like at a grocery store and people think you're crazy. Thankfully, my fiance understands and she's very supportive of all of this stuff too. But again, I'm not a traditional medium. I've never had this growing up, so I haven't had a chance to learn it. So anybody out there, touch base with me. My dates are below this video and hope to hear from you soon. If not, for the rest of you that stayed through this whole 10-11 minute video, thanks for watching. If you are interested in a intuitive reading or in a Reiki session, you can also contact me with the information below and I'm happy to set that up. I'm located in Western New York in the 716 area code, anywhere from Niagara Falls down to Buffalo, Orchard Park region, even out to Rochester. I'm happy to help you out, okay? Till then, deuces, and keep it out for my next reading. See you later.